All right, guys, so first trade of the day, I'm trading Apple. It's sold off from like 180 down to 177. What I'm doing here is a VWAP breakout. You can see the pink dotted line, which I will make thicker so it's easier for the viewers to see. On the bottom, you can see my cost basis and 915 shares. I believe I have it around like 0.55 as my cost basis, or 0.59. Not a good entry. I bought way too high, but we're going to hold this position and see where it goes. Right now, I know the RSI is elevated. I want to get out of this position, but I want to give it a chance because it just broke the VWAP. Momentum's on my side. Looking at the 15-minute chart right now, which you can see. Now going back to the 5-minute, I'm drawing that green resistance line of where I want to try and sell. I don't expect to make much money from this trade. My goal is to make like 150 from this trade. But I'm going to take the loss if it breaks VWAP. If it can't hold that pink dotted line, it's time to get out of the trade is what I'm thinking. So let's just wait. We're going to watch it on the 1 minute. And now right there, we're starting to get some green coming in. I'm going to start selling and taking some profits if we can start moving forward. Because you can see green bars coming in on the bottom. And there it is. So now we're up 70, just took some profits. We're going to sell again right there. And we just have a little bit left. We're just selling some more. And then let me just show you the overall P&L so you can see. So we made $163 on that trade. Not a great trade, but that was my first trade of the day. So I just want to recap the sells. If you look at the bottom, you can see where I'm selling. I'm selling 15 shares, then 250 shares. Then you'll see me sell another 100 shares. And that's what I've been trying to do. I'm trying to sell off bits and pieces out of the 900 as I reach that target, which is the resistance line that I just drew up there, to fully exit the position. The reason I sold off bits and pieces is because I want to give it time for the winning trade to make a little bit extra as I'm going. So that's why I was selling 100 shares, 250 shares, 250 shares, etc. So that recaps the first trade on Apple. All right, so this is my SQQQ position that I've been making the videos on. I had that 120 shares at 17.5. I decided to take profits because it just felt, looking at the charts of the NASDAQ, that we were going to get a pullback in SQQQ. So here I am taking profits. I just sold SQQQ for almost like a $100 gain. I think $82 gain, which is good. So now we're up $246 on the day. So that was the second trade of the day, just a position I've held. All right, guys, third trade of the day. I'm trading Apple. Apple begins to sell off here, it looks like. So you see the VWAP. You know, it's a little bit later in the day. I drew a resistance line, which you can see on the green line. Look at the AAPL. I make my entry, 915 shares again at 0.35. You can see my gains and my loss on the bottom that I'm looking at, the arrow on the bottom. That's right now I'm red in the position, already down 100. I will cut the loss if it doesn't hold the resistance line I drew. This is an intraday resistance. You can see on the left side of the chart, you have resistance and then support. So I'm going to see if Apple can reclaim VWAP here. So very simple trade. Let's just see if Apple can reclaim VWAP. And we will take the loss if it breaks 0.20. So it's getting pretty close to where we have it. We're holding, but we see that massive green volume bar come in, which is starting to give us some confidence. As you can see, we're up still $247 in the day. And now we are just holding. As long as it holds that 0.20, we are going to hold that position and we'll try to take profits if it can get back up to the 20 EMA. That 20 EMA is that orange line you see. That's where we're looking to take profits here. So that red line that it's approaching right now is the 9 EMA, which I like to use the 9 EMA and the 20 EMA with VWAP. So right now, looks like we're trying to sell a few shares here. Looks like 15 shares. And continuing to hold our position as long as this red bar does not break the resistance line I drew. And that's what's important. You want to, whatever your analysis is, if you think that's the support, take the loss after that. So at least your trade is defined and you know where you're trying to get in and where you're trying to get out. All right, so it's still holding that line, which is great. Starting to get some green volume coming in. You can see my loss on this trade so far is diminishing. Might even turn green soon, which would be nice. So looking at it right now, can it break VWAP, which is that pink line, that pink dotted line? Once it breaks VWAP, we're going to hopefully reclaim it and then pop back up. So still just watching it. And there you go. Now we're starting to see that volume coming in right there. Now we just sold some shares, sold 15 shares. And you can see on the bottom where I'm selling. Now I just sold 250 shares right there. It's testing that 20 EMA got rejected. You see that thin line right there? That thin green candle bouncing right off of that 20 EMA is my indication to start selling because I'm thinking that's a sign of weakness. And right there, we just sold most of the position. And we're up 296 on the day. All right, guys, and this is my last trade of the day. I traded SQQQ. I don't have footage of me making the scalps on some of these, but SQQQ, I'm going to keep selling 1,000 shares, buying and selling quick. It's the end of the day. It's almost 4 p.m. As you can see, we've made some profits on the day. We made another additional $50 just trading SQQ, doing 1,000 shares. My stop loss was pretty much at low of day for SQQQ. And for those that don't realize, SQQQ is the inverse of the NASDAQ, which is QQQ. So if the QQQ goes down, this that I'm trading will go up in value. So I was able to make a total of $351 today trading Apple, SQQQ. And although the entries weren't the best, we were still able to come out on top today, so that's always nice. If you like seeing these live trades, please feel free to leave a comment and subscribe to the channel.